It's May 23rd, and the strange side of history awaits. Today, we have sailors fighting for air beneath the ocean, executions that stained a town with fear, and a fall from a castle window that somehow didn't end in death. Let's begin. On May 23, 1939, the USS Squalus slipped beneath the cold Atlantic waters off New Hampshire for what was supposed to be a routine test dive. But within minutes, something went terribly wrong. As the submarine began to descend, the main air induction valve failed. Seawater rushed into the engine rooms with terrifying speed. The crew fought to save the vessel, but the ocean was already winning. The Squalus sank 240 feet to the sea floor. And in the flooded aft deck compartments, 26 men were lost. But in the forward section, 33 others were still alive. They sealed themselves inside the crippled submarine, surrounded by darkness and then the terrible knowledge that they were sitting at the bottom of the ocean. Then, a small miracle. The submarine had released a rescue buoy with a telephone line. Above the waves, rescuers heard the impossible, the voices from the deep. The Navy rushed in the USS Falcon, carrying a new invention that had never been tested before, the McCann Rescue Chamber, a steel diving bell built to reach the trapped sailors beneath the sea. Divers descended back through the freezing water and it attached the chamber to the submarine's escape hatch. For more than 12 hours, the bell made 4 trips from the seafloor to the surface, and one by one, the trapped men were pulled from the ocean. All 33 survived. In an eerie twist, the submarine itself was later raised, repaired, and renamed the USS Sailfish, and then sent back to war. On May 23, 1814, in the quiet village Ancaster in Upper Canada, a courtroom opened inside a hotel and men walked in knowing they might never leave. The War of 1812 had turned neighbors against neighbors. Upper Canada was filled with families who had once come from the United States, and now suspicion hung over the communities like smoke. Who was loyal? Who was secretly helping the enemy? And who would be made an example of? That morning, a special court gathering inside, 19 men had been accused of high treason. Some suspected of joining American forces. Others believed they had helped bands of raiders moving throughout the countryside. The trial began known as the Bloody Assize of Ancaster. Outside, soldiers guarded the village. Inside, the judge listened as witnesses spoke. The acting attorney general, John Beverly Robinson, was only 23 years old, yet he helped prosecute one of the most serious trials in early Canadian history. When the verdict came, 4 men were acquitted and 15 were convicted. On July 20th, 1814, Aaron Stevenson, Adam Chrysler, Dayton Lindsay, Noah Payne Hopkins, George Peacock Jr., Isaiah Brink, Benjamin Simmons, and John Durnhan were executed at Burlington Heights. That day, the hotel became a courtroom, neighbors became traitors, and Upper Canada decided who it feared most. On May 23, 1618, inside Prague Castle, a political argument turned into one of the strangest falls in history. Bohemia was already tense. Protestant nobles feared the Catholic Habsburg rulers were tightening their grip. That day, a group of Protestant nobles confronted 2 Catholic imperial guards, 2 Catholic imperial governors, William Slaveda and Jaroslav Martinic, along with their secretary, Philip Fabricius. The meeting did not end in a warning, it ended in a window. The 3 men were thrown out the 3rd story of Prague Castle, plummeting 70 feet to the ground below, something that should have killed them. And somehow, all 3 survived. Immediately, the story split into 2. Catholics claimed it was a miracle. Protestants had a much less heavenly explanation. They said the men had landed in cattle manure. This bizarre act of violence helped ignite the Bohemian Revolution, which spiraled into the 30 Years' War, a brutal conflict that devastated Central Europe and killed millions. So 3 men were thrown from a castle window, survived the impossible, and helped send a continent to war. Another day, another strange bite from history. Like, comment, and subscribe. Your next eerie dose is just a day away.